of evening comes, when the last task of the day is done, when the jaw relaxes, when the drums of urgency have finally run. Slow unclench, feel the release. Everything returning to its peace. Slow unclench, jaw and chest. Finally allowed to rest. Slow unclench, shoulder drop. Everything is allowed to stop. I didn't know how tight I'd been until the evening let me go. The body releasing what had been held since morning's early show. Slow unclench, feel the release. Everything returning to its peace. Slow unclench, jaw and chest. Finally allowed to rest. Slow unclench, shoulder drop. Everything is allowed to stop. Unclenching, finally unclenching. There it is. There's a pulse below the quiet, something living in the low. Not a noise, more like a riot of small things beginning to grow. Pulse below, constant and slow. Everything I'll ever know. Pulse below, warm and deep. Moving even while I sleep. Pulse below, mine to keep. past the way that something built slowly always last. Slow glow, building warm, the light that weathers every storm. Slow glow, rising still, patient light beneath the hill. I am in my slow glow season, building something that will hold. Not dramatic, not for any reason, but to have something true and old. Slow glow, building warm, the light that weathers every storm. Slow glow, rising still, patient light beneath the hill. The slow glow is the real glow, the one that doesn't burn fast, the one that keeps its warmth long after the bright ones have passed. Slow glow, building, getting warmer. The dark keeps certain things for you. The thoughts too soft for daylight hours. The feelings you can't quite get through. Before the world reclaims its powers, what the dark keep it safe. And the quiet safe in the quiet, in the space. What the dark keeps is your own. Things that only night has known. What the dark keeps soft and sealed. Not everything needs to be revealed. Some things belong to the dark, and that's perfectly fine. Something gentle before sleep. Soft hour, warm and white. Everything the day left inside. Soft hour, low and real. The most honest thing I feel. I've started saving something for it. The last quiet breath before the dark. Not guarding it, just keeping for it. The small remaining inner spark. Soft hour, mine to keep. Something gentle before sleep. Soft hour, warm and white. Everything the day left inside. Soft hour, low and real. The most honest thing I feel. The soft hour doesn't demand anything. Doesn't ask what you accomplished. Still hearing it. Don't rush it. The night leaves residue on me. Long after morning tries to clean. A trace of what I used to be. Before the daylight intervened. Residue, soft remain. Something good in what the dark obtained. Night residue, mine to keep. The trace of the most honest sleep. Residue, real and warm. The self I am beyond the form. I started cherishing the trace of who I am when no one watches. The night reveals a softer face. The daylight carefully botches. Night residue, soft remain. Something good in what the dark obtain. Night residue, mine to keep. Carrying a little of the night into the day. That's the best part of me. Just relax. magic, just unfinished, slightly raw. Not what the melody was working toward, but beautiful in its own minor flaw, minor chord, soft and unresolved. A question the music never solved, minor chord. This is where I stay, in the tension between night and day. This frequency is warm and deep, like fabric softened through the years, a signal that I've come to keep, beyond the static and the fears. One frequency, soft with use, the only channel I can Drift the way warm air drifts upward, without intention, without weight. Something in me always turns toward the quiet rise before too late. Thermal drift, soft descent into something not yet meant. Thermal drift, rising slow, letting the warm current go. Thermal drift, light and free, becoming what I need to be. Not ambition, not a plan, just the body finding warmth, the way everything naturally can move toward its own true north. Thermal drift, soft descent into something not yet meant. Thermal drift, rising slow, letting the warm current go. Thermal drift, light and free, becoming what I need to be. Drifting upward, softly and without effort. That's the way. The night fabric wraps around the city in ways that daylight never manages. Something almost tender, almost gritty, in the way the darkness bandages. Night fabric, dark and soft, the material of the overhead loft. Night fabric, woven through with everything the night can do to make the ordinary feel like something more entirely real. like something more entirely real. Wrapped in night fabric, finally wrapped it. Wrapped in night fabric, finally wrapped it. Before the call, before the answer, before whatever comes next, I sit inside the quiet cancer of an unread, unsent text. Before the call, this silence mine, before the world reclaims the line, before the call, just breath and dark, just the quiet, before the spark. There's something sacred in the before, in the moment, before the moment, before I cross the threshold, or before I find the full component, before the call, this silence mine, before the world reclaims the line, before the call, just breath and dark, just the quiet, before the spark. Not waiting, not dreading, just existing in the gap between now and what comes after.